Beloved, blessed families of Chombokum, today in this precious time, you've came to greet our Heavenly Parents, and especially the video of our true Father that talks about the importance of true love. Also, the video of our true Mother with the Sonic Peace Prize, how our true Mother is recognizing all members in the whole world. Please give a big round of applause for our true parents. Our Heavenly Parents is true love and true life and blessing. I pray that it can rebound on your families. Today we're going to talk about God who's living together in our era. Have you watched the movie called Shinwa Hanke, which means Together with God? Really, after watching that movie, I really felt like that movie, what comes in the movie is really something that is already in our era. And it's something that our true parents have been doing, of course, who has been teaching us, and we need to believe in. First, we're going to read our true mother's words, which she did in 2018, March 16. Shinakside is also already in the past. Now our true parents came, and right now we have obtained the foundation day in 2013. The only begotten daughter came for the channel group, to realize channel group. As we all, blessed family, should become members that fulfill the responsibility, we need to obtain our tribal Messiah. We need to finish it and also to bless our ancestors to be victorious. So on the Sunday, so what we have been doing during our day, what have we done to really realize this in this area of Jesus? "2,000 years ago, Jesus also marched as his church in Kidokyo, so in Christian church. And even though it didn't work that people or his prophets couldn't believe that Jesus were actually the Messiah. It was a tragedy, but he took the burden and went to the spirit world. And he said that I will come back. When I will be coming back, I will be blessed. And I will obtain the blessing in fulfillment of children's. And now our true parents, they've came. And we call it our church Tongil Kyoe, so Unification Church. They've came to realize one family unto God. And after these 2,000 years, to obtain and to realize the promise that Jesus said before going on the cross, our heavenly parents came to obtain and to realize that is how our true parents, during this all 2,000 years, nobody were blessed or nobody received the blessing centered on on children and heavenly parents, of course, as the marriage you can see on the picture. That is why when we also invite people, or especially Christians, we need to remind them that what did God say before leaving? Right now, there's a lot of things in Kidokyo. So a lot of Christians that do not still believe in our church, and they don't know how fast the era is moving. And they cannot also give the absolute faith to our true parents. They don't believe it. And they also still waiting. They're still members waiting for God, for Jesus to come back. Our true Father worked here on earth, and now he went in heaven. And now we are walking on the Chanilguk era. This providence is to obtain or to connect all families. And we're doing it centered on True Mother. Center on all family for these 3 years, starting from 2017. Heavenly Korea, Heavenly Japan, Heavenly Europe, and Heavenly all eras. And also the activity that True Mother did in a palace here. She has blessed all countries. She has blessed all province as Shin, so heavenly. That is what our True Mother says. You blessed families, where are you standing? Are you still waiting in the past, in the days of Christians, or are you still in the days of Unification Church, or have you also moved on together to obtain the realization of absolute families? Our True Mother, she sees some of our members still wondering, still not sure, still on the circle of unification on the Unification Church era, which is the third picture. That is why our True Mother says, you all blessed families, where are you standing? On that question, the only question, it has 3 special meanings. It means, what is your identity? You and me, what relationship do we have? Where are you standing? Are you in my heart, or are you out of my heart? And that one question, that is the 3 special meaning that our True Mother had when she asked us this question. Right now, are you still staying back behind, or are you also moving on to realize the tribal Messiah, to be also tribal member in front of God and bless your ancestors? That is why our True Mother really asked us, 어디에 서 있습니까? So where are you standing? In that meaning, I would like you guys to read again this. 신약시대. So the Apocalypse era is also past. Now our true parents also came with the 성약시대, which is Unification Church, but that also is past. Now in 2013, Heaven's only begotten daughter has realized the foundation day with Chanilguk. We officially opened Chanilguk. So we all need to become citizens of Chanilguk. We all have passed this area. Now we are on the way walking to obtain tribal messiahs, to fulfill and bless our 430 couples. Also another words from our True Mother. So which is last year, True Mother gave us this word. She said, God is an absolute and omnipotent person. If there's something that he wants to achieve and it wasn't done, he will still achieve. Until the 6,000 years, God has awaited until he brought his sons, his only begotten son and daughter, which is true parents. And he brought them, these parents, in their career, in their heavenly career. So we have the responsibility to bless and to create a citizenship of God, citizens of God. I want that all of you can really obtain your right as citizen of God. In 2018, our true parents asked us, what kind of road have you been walking? First, our true mother, for the first time, our true mother has realized the event in Osaka, which is Japan, heavenly Japan, and after she did in heavenly Korea, and after she did in heavenly America. So which has the great meaning, because it's heavenly is mother's country, and then father's country, and the older son's country, and of course Africa and Europe. Those are the dates of all the victories that true mother have done. 6 with all the dates required: 2017, 3 in 2017, and 3 in 2018. No, 4 in 2018, because there's Taeyang and Asia, the whole Asia event that she done in 2018, December 1st. I think 1st. So she has realized countries, region, and word. Now all we have to do is 천주 축복. 천주로 선포하는 것입니다. So it is to realize everything with all the members, with all members around the world. We need to connect our lineage to the only culture of God. And we need to become absolute children of God. Those are really the words that you find in our family pledge. Our true mother is realizing all the things that we have written in our family pledge. Right now, our true mother, with the heavenly Korea, she's giving us the meaning of Shin, which is heaven parents. We need to do everything for heaven parents. It shouldn't be me doing it. It shouldn't be you doing it. It shouldn't be saying that, oh, I'm doing this for my sake. No, it should be for heavenly sake, for heavenly parents' sake. And 통일신의 so united era is for God's. It's for God's new era, new country who will be open as a 천일국. This is for the pressure that Korea has been received. But now, Korea had really a lot of pressures. 100 and more countries years ago. Lots of people died. During that day in Tucson, it had no history, and the person who was directing was a king. And in March 1st, we have realized March 1st, 1919, Yugonsun gave her life for the Mansi protest, so that Korea also can refine its victory, its right. After that, there were also 27 members who gathered up for also another marching victory in Korea. On that past day also, people has wondered if they don't they have to walk on and to give on words for our heavenly nation, our 대한민국? Why do you think that our Korea has the word 대한민국? This Dahan who failed, Dahan who's like unable to accomplish or to become a country. No. It's because we weren't ready for it. Our ancestors had walked the path. And now in this work now we're doing what Korea has been dreaming of hundreds of years ago. Today we are living in that era and we are serving our heavenly parents. When you get the opportunity to visit the Cheongwade, which is the place where the president worked, it says a person is before a country. In terms of human rights, this says that people are ahead, in front. They say that human beings should be first. Why don't you know it? We still have a lot to do. Instead of just saying that a human being is before, we need to also obtain the right of really human before, right? We need to be in front. We need to work. We need to march. Blessed families should go in front, and we need to really fight for this as true parents given this word. Now, this country is open. The person who opened it is our heavenly parents and true parents. It's not the president. After that, the last one is the members, the 백성, the habitant, the one who lives in the country. We all need to become in Abel. We need to become Abel and Cain together to really realize our part of responsibility as members of this country. Our heavenly unification, united Korea. Who should be in front? What should we do? And what should be in the center? Here are the answers. Who is exactly the family pledge number 8? It's really number 1 and 8 is just the conclusion. 1 and 7, of course, is how we're going to march it. So it means that who? It says that heavenly parents and true parents, we need to become the family and realize the absolute love centered on the era of Chanilguk. How? It is by our absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience on realizing all these three. Centered on what? Centered on the earth, on the absolute earth and absolute heaven, by opening all the world and boundaries, and by realizing one family centered on the God. That is the explanation of these three questions. We need to have absolute faith. We cannot obtain anything without absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. And what are we going to do? We're going to liberate earth and heaven and to create a new world centered on God, which is Chanilguk. This is exactly what is written in our family pledge. That is why we really need to read it and really understand. It's a Kajangmen say number 8. Please read it again. Over here, we need to do this with true love. and we don't obtain anything, or we don't do anything with true love alone. Of course, we do it as a family. We need to cooperate. And this one was not in the past. Especially just happened. And starting from for 36,000 blessed couples, we are trying to obtain the absolute heaven, the absolute spirit, absolute good spirit centered on heaven parents, to connect them. They are absolutes. They are members who have been working the whole life for the country, and they have been missing what they can do for God. So some of them have been living in hell, and after receiving the blessing, they become absolute spirits, absolute good spirit. When you say Cholte, which is absolute, is people that can transcend all situation centered on God. That is why we also need to become tribal. We need to fulfill our tribal Messiah mission. 430. Become those children that will affect and bless everyone. That is why true mother realized this Chambo One. The Chambo One means the place where we are going to gather all the historical events that we've done in our church. It will be like a museum of our church. All the people who realize the tribal Messiah, their name will be written in the new building in Champion, which is called Chambo One. Our true mother says that the victory depends on us. It is in our hands. Jesus, when he went on the cross, he had all the creator. He was born to become the Messiah. But because the people couldn't believe in him, he had no choice to liberate and to go on the cross. That is why we have a big responsibility. That is why our true mother also tells us to fulfill our 430 tribal Messiah blessing couples vertically and horizontally. So vertically by liberating our ancestors, horizontally by blessing here on earth, by blessing all couples, all non-church couples, non-church, non-members couples that we see, by blessing them, by giving them the holy wine, so that they can be revived, or they can be accepted as true heaven's children again. So by liberating your ancestors, you do a lot of donation and you liberate, you bless them. But it depends. You need time. In order to do it before our Vision 2020, you need to start by now, because after liberating, after blessing your ancestors, you need to wait 100 days on earth. Of course, in heaven it is more than 100 days. But it has time. It has a quadrant. It has a period of time. So we need to start now. We need to take this in our hands. We need to be serious about this. When we drink the holy wine, our lineage is reborn. However, Adam and Eve, when they fell, even if we make them drink the holy wine, their fallen action is not forgotten or is not revived. Of course, it is forgotten in our church. It is forgotten. So you get the chance to be reborn again and to restart anew. But what our ancestors did in the past, our Adam and Eve did in the past, we cannot do anything about it because they also didn't receive the blessing at that time. So we have the opportunity to be reborn again by the holy wine. That is why we are supposed to become tribal messiah to give the holy wine to all blessed families and even to members that one of the couples are in heaven so that they can be liberated through this special great work that our true mother is giving us. So until the end, we need to have absolute faith. This is a picture of a Chombo one. This Chombo one is not just on earth. We have the same thing in heaven. So when you see on earth over here written Chombo one, of course in heaven also it is written Chombo one. And when you go to heaven, all the historical things that you've done in your life, once your name is written in this Chombo one, your name is also written in front of God in the Chombo one in heaven. So I, with the victory of Kiwoncho, I create the HJ, Hyojong, Chonju, Absolute Chombo one. And I also do the Magnolia and our international hospital. I'm creating all these heavenly things that can be remembered on earth and in heaven, and to give the opportunity to all blessed families, whether are Japanese members or Korean members, to really to be reborn again. As our true mother given the word of Magnolia HJ. So to all young members we call it Chongchim Pyongwon, but I think the word changed. And Mr. Igisong also talked about Chambuwon. The people who enter, the family name that enter in the Chambuwon, we be liberated. In our church, we have Songwashik, which is the ceremony that we do when you leave your physical body, and also translate all word and space with your spiritual body. So these years, there were two of our great leaders who left this world and went to heaven. And after our true mother, she gave this meaning of Chambuwon, because we all want to remember them over there. Now in the Chanilguk Shide, what kind of responsibility do we have? Our responsibility is to fulfill the 430 blessed couples. It's not just a church where whenever you come we do hundoke together and then we eat. No. Or to just do volunteer work. No. Or to just eat. Or to just give you a good place to sleep. No. Now we need to create a forever lasting life. So by blessing these people, they receive and we are able to give them forever long lasting life. So on that Yonginche, which is our inner self, our spiritual self, we need to fulfill and to make our spiritual self grow. That is why our true mother also, she is recognizing all those people who work, all those victorious people who has been only thinking of peace in their countries, wherever they are at. That is why she's giving them the Sonak Prize, Sonak Peace Prize. absolute love. 100 years ago, we have been dreaming for this country, and we've dreamed for actually a new country. Even though we call it 대한민국, a country that can really serve God. Back then, after our marching protestment in March 1st, we have prayed until that day to obtain a heavenly country. And now, for the opening of the year, our true mother gave us a special word, a special prayer. And also in this year, in May 17, around from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., we have our event in Ilsan. What is the Samil Cheongshin? What is it that we need to really work for it? We are going to work. We are going to march to this thing. We're going to take buses, fly, and march to there to really obtain victory. In 1948, that was when our 대한민국 was open. And also that we created our new constitution. Also, after doing that, Korea gave a really big influence in other countries. The third one is freedom and equal rights. We need to become people that doesn't really hide ourselves behind the flag. The fifth one is the one who needs to have a straight mind. So for us is people that love the enemies. And also with the name of 대한민국. After that, even though 10 months passed away, we still know that our true parents were born here, ready to achieve and to return happiness to God, to save this country. With all this, you can see that Korea has the DNA of really a country that should be born for God. In Congo also, they had a memorial event. This is 임시 첨부, so which is the pre-memorial event. But this, when we say that 대한민국, so when we say Korea, what do you think that it has? It's because it retains a special meaning. There's a lot of people that says the true parents are Japanese. Emoto Ryume said that our true father was born in Japan. In 1948, true father was actually almost a Japanese person because he has marched there. He has given all what he could to that country. And he came to save all these people. So all this is people who have worked for our true parents. Even though, no matter how hard it was, they were still connected to God. That is why this Samil Undong, so this independence, this march protesting independence that was done 100 years ago in Korea, is something really special. That is why when you look at true parents, is a when you look at all things that happened in the past, there were a lot of problems that happened. Even in Denbury, we have created like a lot of things just for peace. For the sake, for the word peace. We have a lot of history just for peace, starting from our heavenly parents, our true parents, and the true family. They all have much word for peace. Just by looking at the throne, at the king, they have been working to it. So when you look at that Wangja, that place is somewhere where we all need to connect and to return joy to God. These are the words that true parents have been telling us and have been making sure that we can really receive the DNA and to march all together with them. That is how we have been working. That is why the Independence Day, this 100th day, is really a special thing for us. It's really a place where all these three countries can really connect and can be reborn again. So that is today. To really obtain or to realize true parents' love. I pray that all of us can really become one. We all need to go up, forward. We need to go all forward and to really sing for the word, sing for the song, sing for our national anthem, for victory, for unity, and for unification of North and South. Do you think that if we do that, our true parents will hate us? If our heavenly parents are just saying that human beings are the problem, our parents who have been working, doing all these kind of great jobs, they'll be sad. That is why we need to really stand up and really be different than what Israel couldn't achieve. We need to achieve it. 2,000 years passes by, leaving Israel by choosing Jesus. 2,000 years later, it came to Korea to choose heavenly parents. Our heavenly parents must have been so sad to wait again so long. But finally, the time has come that we can actually work and march forward for heavenly parents. We all need to be citizens that can sing for the victory, but can sing the song of victory. And really to gather up all together and to return joy. That is our mission. Today, after talking with Kim Shi-nan, have you seen? I hope you've seen this movie called Panje Jewon. So the warrior that goes on to find the ring of the king. The person who wrote this story first is called The Hobbit. I think you all know the movie The Hobbit, right? Before sleeping, his children always ask him to read them a book. And he became so famous around the town. Then after, what happened? After that, people kept on asking him to write like novels. Then he became famous also for that. And then that is how they made the movie called The Hobbit. This movie is really easy to understand. It's just, it says that the evil and the good people are fighting together to just find that ring. And once they find that ring, the person or the good people or the evil people that find the ring first are the one who can really realize or obtain the absolute and forever lasting word. And the Hobbit is really a short guy who looks like a nanting, so a person who like stopped growing, with a height of a 7-year-old boy. And he become one with that really tall and great old man. And they become one, and they end up finding the word. But the movie of Hobbit is like one of person that become good and evil at the same time. So they made a book of it for 3,000 years. It goes from first, second, and third. Look for it. There is meaning of it. In 2019, this is our last time that we should find our ring and really return it to Heavenly Parents. And when is this going to finish? We're going to finish in October. But that is the thing. That is what is written in the movie. So last year, how were we last year? Our true mother obtained victory. And basically this movie and our real life with true mother is really connected. These are the words that our true father said. This time is really a special time. Really by looking at the heavenly images, by saying all these words, we need to become people that really obtain victories. These are how it starts for the fantasy of this novel. How are we? this novel becomes really famous. There is not only us. There's the whole world. And there's of course our true parents who's achieving this. But the true parents are not achieving this alone. We need to achieve it. They need to achieve it. It's not they actually. It's a matter of we. We are achieving it together with our true parents. Really, we need to obtain it with our family, nation, world and country and world and universe. We need to become one family under God. This is the only area that we need to work and really strive everything for. When you look at this, really, it's different. It's really something that we need to work on. Things might really look small, like an antennae, like a pygmy, like somebody who stopped their growth. But it is important. Once our true Father is already working together in heavenly parents. That is why we call it Yongyong Seihyope. So, together with heaven and earth. So I've received this from one of the other leaders, but I really want that all of you please go in front of Joo Jin and pray. Everything, so what we need to do is like all families need to obtain victory. We need to create it. It'll be easy. Don't worry about how we're going to do it or how we're going to obtain it. No. If I do it, so once you're connected, everything are able to be offered to God. The result might be bad, but there's no need to worry. We need to strive and make sure that we can return this to our heavenly parents. This is what were given to us in the Hagi Olympics. Next is in Los Angeles, the Our True Mother. We'll be doing. That is why we need to all connect ourselves, 1,000 members, to obtain victory. For this victory, I'm sure it will be only people who are really striving for peace. It will be people that are really striving for peace. Our unification is not far anymore. I'm really happy that I could share all these things with you guys. Thank you. are working to our Vision 2020. Let's all sing this song while standing. Thank you. Please hold your hands. I offer prayer. Our Heavenly Parents and true parents, thank you so much. 100 years ago, we have been walking, marching, protesting for the independence of this country. And now that we have dreamed for this country, it has come. And now we want to give our life and to scream Manse and obtain victory. Obtain the independence and unity centered on you, Heavenly Parents. With the DNA of our father and mother. For true parents, as our true parents came to our earth, who the only begotten son and daughter. We really want to pray for this. As Jesus said that he was going to come. Oh, his promise has come just as a dream, just like a dream. As we are really starting a new beginning in earth. I pray that most of us can really return and really be happy for it. We really want to be the one to really realize our part of responsibilities. As with these words, we want that all of us can really find ourselves 300K, found our responsibility and really achieve our responsibility, our words, what we need to do for the future, for the victory of our Vision 2020. As blessed families, centered on you, centered on God, heaven parents. Members, together with families and the church. I pray that we can all really bump up our energy. What happened 100 years ago? And what will happen this year in May 17th in KTX? I pray that really it can be also a victory and that we can march and obtain peace in the few coming days. Heavenly parents, this heavenly nation which you have blessed and which you have blessed and brought your only sons and daughters to this country, I pray that we can all create this country as really the leader, the obtainer countries, and really to connect all, creating all members to you, Heaven Prince. We still are marching on also and awaiting to our vision in 2020. I pray that really, as Shumada giving us the meaning to this country, to this elevation, I pray that we can all be connected and really bring you back joy, Heaven Prince. I really would like to offer this prayer and really pray for all church and also Chambokung, that they can really realize and obtain the part of responsibility. As the word that you've given us today, I pray that it can be really be the energy of our life, and really it can be really nurturing us spiritually and physically, so that we can be healthy and keep on walking through your path. And I'm really thankful and grateful for everything. I'd like to offer this prayer in my name, Joo Jin Tae. Bless your family, Ajoo. Please be seated. There's a small announcement for blessed families. In May 17, we have this big event that we're going to do in Ilsan, and especially for this, we want to offer a condition. And if there is a moment which our true Father in heaven is really awaiting, is when all the blessed family, all the family federation obtain their become a tribal messiah, and really that north and south can be really united as Korea being born as a heavenly nation. I pray that all of us who is blessed and living in this country can really set an example and make conditions. I'm sure that our true parents will be really grateful and happy to see this, to see us doing this. By our conditions, we need to create and make this event victorious. We are the main people to obtain and to create this event. I really want us to be true families that can work for true parents. I pray that we can also become members that thinks of how are we going to serve our true parents and make a promise with them. This is a country of heavenly parents of God. I pray and I offer, I promise you to do this, that we can really make a condition and offer to God. I really would like that all our blessed families can return the absolute love that we've all been receiving from our true parents as we are refinding this country again to offer to heaven parents. So I want that all of us can really connect our heart with our families, with our true father's mind, and really bring a lot of members and to build up again this Chambokung church. So if you have anything to ask, please come to each area offices and ask for all your questions so that we can enlighten you up. And I would like that all of us can offer an individual prayer to end our service today. Thank you.